Now also, you're stuck at choosing the right skill. Because every day, రోజు ఏదో ఒక కొత్త స్కిల్ వస్తూ ఉంటుంది. ఇది హై పేయింగ్, ఇది హై ఎర్నింగ్, ఇది హై డిమాండ్, ఇది హాట్ స్కిల్ అని చెప్పేసి. అండ్ నీకు అస్సలు ఐడియా లేదు how it will work for you అని చెప్పి. And that's exactly why I'm making this video, to give you that clarity on what skill that you can pick and start building a high income career out of it. Back in 2024, నేను video writing మీద focus చేసిన. And now I do multiple businesses in the content space. And I earn multiple 5 figures in USD every single month. The real question ఏంటంటే, how did I choose that one skill? So in this video I'll be explaining how you can choose a skill and watch till the end, where I'll show you the most demanding skills in the next 1 to 2 years. So let's begin. Step 1. So before identifying what skills to choose and how do you choose it, let's talk about what not to do while choosing your skills. First of all, ఒక డైనింగ్ స్కిల్ అస్సలు పిక్ చేసుకోకు. See, మార్కెట్ అస్సలు పట్టించుకోవాలి. For example, there are many skills like typewriting and all that stuff, and these skills are getting replaced by many AI and automations and stuff. The second thing is, again, don't pick skill that usually are replaced by AI. For example, again, like same skills that I mentioned before, there are certain jobs, for example, regular software development, that are not really technical, basic entry level jobs, which are going to be replaced by AI completely. Make sure that you stay away from it. Third, don't pick a skill where time is equal to income. Now this is where a lot of people make this mistake. For example, video editing undi. A lot of people ఏమనుకుంటారు, video editing ki demand undi, but I'll invest into the skill, I'll learn stuff like this. But you have to understand, video editing, if you stop doing it today, you will not earn any money. Now you're trading your time to money. Now that is what I call the symmetrical results. So you put in a certain amount of time and you get a certain amount of money out of it. But you always have to focus on high leverage asymmetrical skills. So asymmetrical skills are ante. I'll talk about it in the next coming few seconds. Now here I'm going to break down a 3-part framework that you are going to use in order to figure out which skill that you're going to choose in order to earn high income. And the first step is to basically understand what are you naturally good at. Communication avachchu, creativity avachchu. It can be, you thinking out of the box, or you coming up with some, you may be convincing other people, you managing other people's work. ఎందుకంటే lot of the times మనం కొన్ని థింగ్స్ మీద చాలా ఎక్కువ ఎక్సైటెడ్ అవుతాం, అండ్ దెన్ యూ డోంట్ రియలైజ్ దట్ దేర్ ఇస్ అ స్కిల్ అండర్ నీత్ దట్ ఈస్ హైడింగ్ దట్ యూ కెన్ బేసిక్లీ ట్యాప్ ఆన్ టు. ఎందుకంటే ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద డే, ఇఫ్ యూర్ డూయింగ్ యువర్ బిజినెస్, అ బిజినెస్ షుడ్ నాట్ ఫీల్ లైక్ వర్క్, ఇట్ షుడ్ ఫీల్ లైక్ ప్లే, రైట్? దట్స్ వెరీ మచ్ పాసిబుల్. Now second point, what does the market pay right now? See, trends, there are multiple trends. One is macro and there is micro. Micro trends నుంచి మనం చాలా ఎక్కువ సెన్సిటివ్ ఉండాలి. You have to really take care of it. Like for example, NFTs, block chains, ఇట్లాంటి crypto, right? ఇవన్నీ చాలా మైక్రో ట్రెండ్స్, అప్పుడప్పుడు వస్తుంటాయి, పోతూ ఉంటాయి. And it's fine to experiment and to see how it goes, but I would say you shouldn't completely dwell into that and make sure that that is your primary skill that you're trying to learn. But for example, on the other hand, there is the macro trends. For example, content creation of today. Content creation ఏదో ఈరోజు వచ్చింది, రేపు వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, ఒక బబుల్ బర్స్ట్ అయితే అని చెప్పి కాదు. It's going to stay, because if you go back, content has always been there. Ippudu, for the next coming years, the format has completely changed, right? Okappudu TV lo ads vacheti, okappudu newspaper lo ads vacheti, but now it's on social media platforms. So that's why content creation on these platforms is a new way of advertising, is a new way of marketing, and this is going to stay for a longer period of time. How do I tell this? Because technology is not going to evolve that quickly. Now again, AI is going to be AI automations and stuff, agentic services, anything related to AI is going to stay for a longer period of time. It's not a bubble, right? It's not a bubble. It's going to stay, it's going to get better and bigger. So ఇట్లాంటి ట్రెండ్స్ ని మనం క్యాచ్ చేస్తే ఎంత ఫాస్ట్గా అయితే అంత ఫాస్ట్గా you'll be able to build a skill in this. The third one is, what can you stick with consistently for the next 6 to 12 months? See, ఇది మాత్రం నువ్వు ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేస్తే తప్ప నీకు అస్సలు ఐడియా రాదు. సో నేను ఎడిటింగ్ కన్నా ముందు I also did UI UX, I also did coding. I learned Python and stuff. Why did I learn? Because it kind of intrigued me. నాకు ఎప్పుడు టెక్నాలజీ ఇష్టం ఉండే, ఎప్పుడు డిజైన్ ఇష్టం ఉండే. So I went and play with all the other courses out there. ఈ tools I experimented with stuff. But again, like ఏదో ఒక రోజు చేసి 2 రోజులు చేసి వదిలేయాలి. I did it for 30 days, 60 days, and then came to a conclusion, okay, this is not for me, boss. I'm going to experiment with another skill. ఒకవేళ నేను 4-5 days లో వీడియో ఎడిటింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి వదిలేస్తుంటే, just because I'm not able to understand what the platform is, like a Premiere Pro tools అర్థం కావట్లేదు అని చెప్పేసి నేను వదిలేస్తుంటే, I wouldn't be sitting here talking in front of you today, like hands down. So you do it for 2 months, do it for 3 months, time పడుతుంది, బట్ దాంతో నీ లైఫ్ బిల్డ్ అయిపోతుంది. Because boss, you're going to do this, you're going to use the skill to build a career for the next few decades, right? So you have to take so much time in order to figure this out. And ఇది ఎట్లా అవుతుంది, ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేయండి. ఓకే, నీకు ఒక స్కిల్ వచ్చేసింది, యూ థాట్ ఇట్ వాస్ బెటర్ అండ్ దెన్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ లైక్ యూ విల్ స్టాప్ ఇట్. యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్టాక్ స్కిల్స్ ఆన్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. వీడియో రైటింగ్కి ఏది బెటర్ చేస్తుంది నాకు, ఇప్పుడు గ్రాఫిక్ డిజైనింగ్ కూడా ఇంకా హెల్ప్ చేస్తుంది, కాపీ రైటింగ్ హెల్ప్ చేస్తుంది, స్టోరీ టెల్లింగ్ హెల్ప్ చేస్తుంది. సో యూ స్టాక్ on top of the other so that you become irreplaceable. ఎందుకంటే if you only know video editing, there are many video editors out there, but what if I tell you that you are a crazy copywriter or a crazy graphic designer and you're also a video editor? Appudu all of a sudden నీ మార్కెట్లో demand పెరిగిపోతుంది, ఎందుకంటే నీ designs or your aesthetics are going to be way different than rest of the video editors out there. So the final part where I think the most important skills for the next 2 years are going to be like, right, I know a lot of people have been waiting for this. I'll reveal it to you right away. I'll give you explanation of why I think these are my top list. So I have like 7 skills, and I'm going to do one thing at a time. So 7th list vachesi trading. I think trading will always be relevant, especially with coming AI tools and AI systems and softwares. It's going to get better, and financial markets are always going to be there. Stock market eppudu nadusthuntadi, nothing AI cannot disrupt it. Investment banker, financial analyst jobs teesese chances untadi AI, but as a trader I don't think it'll you will lose a thing. And again, nick difficulty factor deni nechukovam kuda ante ekku em kaadu. Like if you put your mind to it for a month, you will be able to trade. And the only problem is you will have to invest a capital, and ee chinna capital ni vadukuntu you have to scale slowly, and then once you start playing big games, that's when you actually get crazy amount of returns out of it. 6th one that I think is going to be in high demand is generative AI specialist. So what is generative AI specialist? There are tools like Nano Banana Pro there are Higgsfield, there are 1 2.0 3.0, like all of these other AI tools where you can generate creative visuals out of it. ఎవరికి ఎక్కువ యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది అంటే బ్రాండ్స్, లైక్ అంత ఎక్కువ బడ్జెట్ లేని బ్రాండ్స్ కి, లేకపోతే నాట్ ఈవెన్ బడ్జెట్ లేని పెద్ద పెద్ద బ్రాండ్స్ కూడా దే ఆర్ యూజింగ్ AI జనరేటివ్ కాంటెంట్ బికాస్ నౌ దే వాంట్ టు బ్రింగ్ ఇమాజినేటివ్ సోర్సెస్ ఇంటూ real life. And how do they do that? Okay, graphic designer తో ఇట్లాంటి వేరియేషన్స్ టెస్ట్ చేయడం కష్టం అవుతుంది. So they create some crazy kind of stuff through AI. People are getting paid $5,000 $10,000 for a campaign. So if you're from a design background, if you want to get into design and stuff, this is a great way to monetize in 2026 7 8 for the next 1 to 2 years. Then we have on the 6th place is high ticket sales and communication. One of the very underrated skills, but one of the most high rewarding skills. See, నీకు high ticket sales అంటే ఒక general example is US లో there are many coaching businesses out there. For example, they'll be selling some courses, they'll be selling some fitness plans, they'll be selling some any kind of coaching to people, right? E-coaches, they are not going to hop onto every sales call and close everything. But like I also say, they will not be able to spend time on their people. So what they do, they hire some sales representative. Now what these people do is, will average ticket price, the package that they're going to sell is going to be around 5,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 also, right? Usually 10,000 bracket lo untai. So when they're selling this $10,000, every sale that they make, they'll get 20%, 10% out of it. There are a lot of people who are doing it, and it's one of the best ways if you know how to close deals. Neeku deals close chesachu, neeku communication crazy unte matram you can definitely have this. Now next we have on the 4th place something that you might not expect, that is cyber security solutions. So imadya I was talking to one of my mentee who gets coached by me to starting his freelancing business, and he works in cyber security, and I thought it's one of the greatest industries to be in, and one of the most underrated skills that people usually don't even care about, but people are going to pay you so much amount of money because security lantidi, the people are not going to take risk, and people are willing to spend thousands of dollars on these services. So నేర్చుకోవడం కొంచెం కష్టం అవుతుంది, కాంపిటీషన్ చాలా తక్కువ, but moving forward in the next coming years, everyone is going to be on digital. Security in the digital world is going to be a threat, and people who are going to offer solutions for companies in order to protect themselves from these threats are going to get crazy amount of money by providing this service. Then next we have full stack software engineering. Again, like engineer, like there are back end, there are front end. Usually itlanti front end development kosam ippudu they have AI tools in doing it, but complicated product development కోసం ఇప్పటికి కూడా ఒక సాఫ్ట్వేర్ డెవలపర్, ఫుల్ స్టాక్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ డెవలపర్ who is again proficient with using AI is going to win in this game. A lot of people say that, you know, AI is going to replace a developer. Yes, it will if the developer doesn't adapt to AI. You know, one of the easiest way to enter this market is by doing vibe coding. If you don't have any coding experience, tools like Cursor or Lovable launty tools wadi, you can build products. So again, very big opportunity. Competition on the everyone is doing vibe coding now, but if you want to enter, you gotta have the skills. Next one, again in the space of tech, AI plus machine learning specialist. So, you know, neeku models build cheyadam vachu, you know how to build AI related softwares, AI related applications, because everyone is just building AI applications right now, and someone needs to build these applications, and that's why you have these people. Again, multiple thousands of dollar contracts on a single basis. Indians actually then are very reputed. So if you are someone who's trying to target US markets, Europe markets, anywhere in the world, being an Indian economy unfair advantage on the being in technology is where your unfair advantages. Now the last and the most important one, which I think is the best skill that you can develop right now, is content creation. ఏదో ఒక్క ప్లాట్ఫామ్ చూస్ చేసుకో అండ్ ఆ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ లో ఎక్స్పర్ట్ అవ్వు. ఒకటే ఒక ప్రాబ్లం, కాంపిటీషన్ ఇస్ ఆల్ టైమ్ హై, బట్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు నీష్ డౌన్ అండ్ పుట్ every ounce of your energy into getting better in the platform, there is always demand for you. నీకు మంచి clients ఉంటే, the thing is you will able to take multiple clients. So ఒక client తో పని చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు, but you can build a team, you can build an agency out of it. That's something that I've learned, and I think this is again like ప్రతి ఒక్కరు AI ప్లాట్ఫామ్ బిల్డ్ చేస్తున్నారు. like all the skills that I mentioned, వీళ్ళెవరికి ఒక డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఉండదు, వీళ్ళకి ఎవరికి క్లయింట్స్ రావు if you don't have content coming out right now, because distribution is the key. End of the day, నీ వ్యూస్ ఇంకా నీ రీచ్ మ్యాటర్ అవుతుంది. నీ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఎంత మంచిగా ఉన్నా సరే, if you don't have the reach, you're not going to win in the market. You need someone to do that. And again, నీ కాంపిటీషన్ ఉన్నా సరే, there is always demand, new demand creating every single day. So demand ఇంకెక్కువ వస్తుంది సప్లై కన్నా ఎక్కువ. So that means you can always charge higher. So yeah, these are the skills that I think are going to be pretty hot in the next 1 to 2 years. And like again, is na recommendation matrame. Make sure that, you know, even if you're choosing any of these skills, make sure that you go back to the framework and think of, you know, if that aligns with you. I think suit athado ledo. And even if you're choosing a different skill out there, you know, you can always do it. It's just my opinion. Nakunna context toni, nakunna knowledge toni ichna skills ivanni, which I think, you know, if you're starting from scratch, if it aligns with your thing, you can go all in on the skills. But again, it's up to you. I gave you a framework to figure it out yourself. What I would suggest is, you know, nee skill either pick cheskuntavo, you can put it in the comment. I will try to reply to it if it's a good or bad skill, so that you will have a clear idea and you will have a clarity on how to act on it. So yeah, subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. You know, itlanti content inkekko pampiyaniki, you know, I'm putting so much effort into this, and my always goal is, you know, like a 1 year old, like, you know, 1 or 2 years back Varshit position itlanti content unte I obviously Varshit ki help chesedi. Now that's what I'm trying to, you know, bring the value to people who are stuck in the same position that I was a couple of years ago. That's my intention, to provide the value here. So subscribe to the channel. You can have your recommendations unte, hit me in the comments. And again, like nike doubt na sare, you know, like try to put it in the comments. I'll try to answer them, and make sure that you execute your consumer solution. Make sure that you execute here. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.